Hey guys, is PCAR Market lying about this 2002 Porsche 996 Turbo with an X50, or are they just dumb? Find out now.
Get those nerds!
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's time for a brand new episode of Bid Nerd, your daily nerd out on the most interesting car of the day from all the automotive enthusiast auction sites. We are getting after it. Today is an exciting day. We are talking about our least favorite platform. That's going to be fun. But my name is John Polnik, along with my partner, Michael Deeb in San Francisco. I'm in Las Vegas. Welcome to the show. What's happening? Michael Deeb.
Good morning, JP. I have an interesting take on PCAR Market today that I can't wait to get to, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I think PCAR Market can't help but be PCAR Market, and we are going to bear that out today. Just you wait and see.
Good times. You know, look, if you guys are out there in the nerd herd, we love you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks for helping us expand the show and expand the nerd herd. We are inches away from 1,000 subscribers. I think here sometime in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be able to have that online celebration. We're going to be able to say we've made 1,000, and that's going to be really, really, really exciting for us. I know it's a small channel. I know that's not that many compared to some of the big guys, but we're going after you, big guys. We're the nerd herd, and we are strong, and we're coming. We've got some cool swag going. We got the stickers finally. We got some mugs coming. I'd like to get some hats made and some other things, but we're working on all those things. DM us in the DM us on Instagram, and you'll talk to one of us directly. And if you're one of the nerd herd, we want to send you guys some cool stuff. We don't want to charge you for it. We just, if you're around right now and you're commenting, if you're, Family Guy or Anthony or Ross or one of the Michael G, all you guys and more. There's so many of you guys. I can't keep track now, which is great. But DM us. We'll send you some cool swag, and so you guys can rock your Bid Nerd swag and because you guys are early adopters, man. You guys are helping. You guys are at the beginning. We're getting bigger. It's gonna happen. We're making this happen. All right. So thanks so much, and thanks to our good friends over at Godden Classic, Godden Porsche of Las Vegas. They are always hooking us up and helping us out and making us part of what they're doing down there. And man, Michael Deeb, are they awesome or what?
They're the experts, actually, and they were one of the first ones. They're the first Porsche Classic partner in North America. They know about the parts, they know about the service and the maintenance on these cars, and they can even help you find a Classic if you want one. Call Godden Porsche of Las Vegas, talk to the Classic department, tell them the Bid Nerds sent you.
They are completely different from these yahoos at PCAR Market. They are just like the exact opposite of what these jagoffs at PCAR does.
They should never, ever be mentioned in the same sentence, even as a juxtaposition for how different they are. That's a disservice to Godden Porsche, because PCAR Market are a bunch of effing yahoos. My God.
Yeah, they are bad people in our opinion. I mean, we've done check out the episode where we did a reaction video of one of their videos where they recorded and publicly played a conversation they had with one of their customers. Saying
who was unhappy.
So they went and put it on the internet and tried to they tried to play the victim card. It's like, you guys are used car salesmen. You can't play the victim card. You don't get that card. It's not in the deck for you idiots. But all right, what are they doing today?
Right.
I'm just
John, pull up the home screen, the PCAR Market home screen for this page, for this lot, and put it over my face or something, just for a second, where it's going to say 13,000 mile 2002 Porsche 996. Just pull up that first page. Yeah. All right. My head is in the way, but no, go back. Just scroll back. Go up to the top. See where it says X. Yeah. See where it says X50. All right. I wanted everybody to see that as I dive into this car. So PCAR Market has for your enjoyment this 2002 Porsche 911 Turbo with 13,000 miles out of Houston, Texas. This is a 6-speed manual car. It's got sports seats, carbon fiber interior package. And if you read down into the first paragraph, it says that under previous ownership, they added a genuine X50 package. What? You are marketing this car in your headline as an X50 option car, and then you tell me later that somebody added that by buying the parts, which, of course, I think there is a strong argument that I don't want to really get into here because I'm not a mechanic. But there is a strong argument that you cannot actually add a genuine X50 package because some of the parts are kind of built internally into the car. There's supposed to be larger intercoolers, which this car doesn't have. You could just do an ECU flash and get the power up to X50 range. But this guy's saying that it's got the, and I'm going to try and read it to you, the what's it called, JP? The K24 or something. Yeah, the K24 Turbo. That's what they basically did here. There's this argument that unless it came from the factory, it's not the real X50 because there's a few other things that Porsche did that they don't list in what's in the X50 package to make it a genuine X50 package. But they literally write that under previous ownership, somebody added a genuine X50 package, and they said they did it for $1,500. It's like, wait a minute, what? That doesn't make any sense. If you did it for $1,500, but there's that sounds to me it's an ECU flash, but then somebody's saying that it is a K24. Whatever it is, PCAR Market has created another, as I would like to call, soup sandwich. In other words, this just doesn't go. It doesn't work. Like, you cannot list this as an X50 car because it's not really an X50 car. And then you get into the whole argument that you can't even make an X50 car unless it came from Porsche because you can't buy the things that they did internally when they built the car. And I don't want to get into that argument here. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that the way they brought this car to market is, to me, as kinky as can be. John, when I scroll through the pages, there's a bar at the bottom of my computer screen that shows 13,000 miles, 2002 Porsche 996 Turbo X50 6-speed, and it shows current high bid, ends in 2 days and 23 hours, and then it says comment or place a bid. That bar is in front of my eyes at all time, incorrectly listing this car as an X50 car, which it is not. And this is just a perfect example as how kinky PCAR Market is. And initially when I selected this car, I selected it because it was a low mileage black sport seat X50. And I listed it as a car I thought we should cover because it looked like a really nice car on PCAR Market. And then I went to do my homework on it another day, and I read that it was added later, a genuine. Can you believe they used the word genuine X50? PCAR Market did that. It comes up in the comments, and the seller says, I said to them that it was added later, and then they listed it this way. So even the seller's trying to defend himself against the way PCAR Market is marketing the car. It just boggles the imagination that these guys could be so defensive of their tactics, and yet their tactics time and time again prove that they work without integrity. And these are the guys that give car salesmen a bad name. I don't even know where to go from here. It looks like a nice car, but don't get it twisted. Don't get it wrong. This is just a turbo with a power boost, whether it's from the turbo or from an ECU flash. It's just a modified 911 turbo with low miles. And yet PCAR Market has ruined this thing for this seller. And I think he's going to wind up paying the price for it. This car should have gone to BAT and should have been marketed for what it is, a standard low mile 911 turbo with modifications. But that's not what's listed here. That's not how it's presented here. And I think you're going to have a field day. I know I am, and I'm not the guy that usually issues on them. I tend to think that you, along with some of the people, the experts that are in this industry have come on and guest hosted the show with us. I sometimes think to myself, gosh, you guys are being kind of mean to PCAR Market. And then this happens, and I'm like, it makes my blood boil because I've been often called too honest for the car business. These guys have earned their stripes. They're idiots, and this is total BS. So, JP, I send it back to you. What do you make of this mess now that I've presented it to you? Nice car, but now it's kind of wearing like a scarlet letter. I feel bad for the seller because even he tries to defend himself in the comments This is a total mess, John. I'll stop talking. I'll let you take it away from here. Where do you even start?
Yeah, I don't, dude. I mean, you say it's a nice car. I'm like, what car? All I'm noticing is just how much of a continued ish show PCAR Market continues to be. These guys are just so kinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to say, I mean, there's just no reason for it. They completely ruined something. It's an unforced error, you guys. This is a great car. If you had said 996 turbo with 15,000 miles and 6-speed, that's enough. Right there, you're going to get the attention. People want that car. That's a car I would want. And then if you continue and say, oh, dude, it had all these things, bigger turbos, all the right mods, great, fantastic, that's what I want. But now we're in this discussion. Everyone in the comments is talking about whether or not it's a genuine car, which is the wrong conversation you want people to be having when they're considering buying something. Now it's like, is it fake or is it not real? Why do you want those words even brought into your ad, into your conversation, into the comments? That is such a stupid move on PCAR Market that just didn't need to happen, you guys. What the F is wrong with you at PCAR Market? Why? I mean, I don't know what other question to ask. You guys, why do you keep making these stupid mistakes? And the dealer, it's a dealer that's selling the car. And like you said in the comments, they told them, it's like, okay, well, did they really? I mean, I don't know. You got to wonder, are they in cahoots?
Yeah.
But the fact, you have to ask that question at this point. And I would give the benefit of the doubt to the seller in general. But I mean, it's just, God dang it, you guys at PCAR Market, you're so stupid. You're so stupid. I will tell you that I had an ad. I was representing someone else's car, and I had them do the same thing that they always do. I listed it on one of the forums. The guy reaches out to me and says, hey, wanted to get your number about this car, really interested. And sure enough,
no way.
Yeah, it happened again. So I'm thinking there might be a video coming. There might be an opportunity to make a video about that. So look forward to, I'd like to get them in a sting or something like that. Look, I'll put it out there. PCAR Market, at some point, you're going to call someone's ad and you're going to play this game, and we're going to call you back. And we're going to do the same thing to you. We're going to act like we don't know what you're doing, and we're going to egg you on and show to everyone just how ishy you guys are. So be that as a warning. Stop your bullshit. Or we're going to call you out on it because you guys suck over there. Car's great. Car's cool, but this auction's DOA.
It is. It's absolutely DOA. It's crazy. So JP, they got one bid for $15,000 and that's it right now. And the car closes, I think, in like 3 days. Look, as a 2002 low mileage manual sports seat 996 turbo, this should have been about an $85,000 to $95,000 car. But because of this mess they created trying to market it as an X50 when it's not an X50, it's just a modded car. I don't see how this car even gets to $60,000. I don't know, man.
I mean, it's just destined for the stupid deal tank at this point.
Well, and here's the thing. I think this car's going to wind up in the deal tank. Here's my other take, JP. I put this in parentheses, and I wanted to finish with this as I give it back to you. But maybe from now on, we should just, when we cover cars on PCAR Market, just the guess should be not what they're going to go for, but how much they're going to wind up in the deal tank for. Because a car like this has no chance of selling at all. I think this car is going to wind up in the deal tank for $130,000 because they're trying to make it something special. If it were a low mileage X50 car, it'd be a $150,000 car. But I think this car is going to peter out at $60,000. I think it's going to wind up in the deal tank for $120,000 to $130,000. But I send it to you, partner, at $60,000. This is a mess, and they've ruined this car. This car will be burnt if it doesn't sell, and even if it doesn't go to the deal tank. I don't think this guy could turn around and take it to Doug DeMiro. I don't think he could take it to Bring It Trailer. I think that PCAR Market is too big a forum for the remainder of this summer to retail out of this car. I think he's got a firm grip on it now, and it's all messed up. So I sent it to you at $60,000, and it's burnt. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I'll go 55. I mean, yeah, maybe it gets there and stuff like that. I mean, is this actionable if you actually won? Like, let's say they did get a better bidder at 75 or 80 or whatever, and it sells.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it would, because I think you're right. The owner probably wants a lot more for it. But let's say it does. Can the person that bought it, like, I mean, is that a legal thing? Hey, it was advertised as an X50 and it's not. I mean, I know it says in the small print, but it's like, dude, I don't know. And as far as it being burnt, I actually kind of disagree with you on this one. I think this is a rare situation where it FTS is here. And goes to a platform that doesn't suck like Cars and Bids. I actually think that's exactly what this seller should do when it FTSs. I think that the seller should say, look, one, don't put it in Deal Tank, because I'm not selling it to anyone that comes to me through Deal Tank. Do not give PCAR Market the opportunity to sell this car, which they're going to try to do, and they're going to try to push someone. I would say, I don't want it on Deal Tank. Do not list it there. I'm putting it over on Cars and Bids. And Cars and Bids won't make this mistake. Cars and Bids will say it's a 96 or a 996 turbo with 13,000 miles. Boom, start fresh. And people can talk about how, oh yeah, PCAR Market listed it as a X50, but nowhere on a Cars and Bids ad in the header will it say that it's an X50. It will mention that it's got X50 stuff on it, and you can debate on which stuff is what, but there's no bait and switch situation if it starts over at another auction. I think this car could do well on Cars and Bids, and that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah, you might be right. And I want to go to your actionable thing, because what it comes down to, JP, is state to state. And since these guys are in Oyster Bay, New Jersey, or New York, what is it? I don't even know what it is. Oyster Bay,
what's the difference?
Yeah, I think it's New York. I don't know what New York is like. In New York, it might be. Certainly in California, it would be actionable. If these guys were down in Florida or Nevada, there's no judge worth his name in either of those states that would hear a case like this. They'd be like, well, you're an idiot, so go F yourself.
I mean, and that's true, because you are an idiot if you buy it and don't pay attention to the small print. But
in California, if you say, hey, this guy misrepresented the car, oh my God, every judge would be like, let's go. Let's spend all the lawyers' money. Like, it would absolutely hear this case. And that might be the case in New York. So yeah, that's a very interesting question, JP.
Yeah. Could you get your buyer's premium back or something like that, or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Just don't waste your time. Don't bid on this car. Just leave it alone. Wait for it to pop up at on a real auction platform. And, or maybe there's an opportunity. I don't know. Are we wrong? Is there an opportunity here? Because everyone's going, well, this thing's misrepresented and you can see through it, and this is going to scare potential bidders away.
This car, I just don't think so, because I imagine this car is protected by an unreasonably high reserve,
which is PCAR Market's move, because what they'll do, what PCAR Market wants you to do, is they want their horse. They want to get any car they possibly can on their platform, so they'll agree to any stupid ass, unreasonable, what is it? Reserve number, just to get the car on there, because then what they'll do is, as the auction happens, as it gets closer to the end, they'll start pressuring both the buyer and the seller. They'll pressure the buyer to lower his reserve, and they'll use as many backhanded tactics as they can, downward pressure on the seller. They will pester you, they'll insult you, they'll tell you you're dumb let me qualify that. They're not going to call you and say, hey, you're stupid if you don't lower your reserve, but they'll play the used car sales game. Boy, I don't know. We're in this business and we see it a lot. Maybe you don't, but there is definitely a downward trend for 996 turbos. The smart thing to do would be to lower your reserve. You don't want to deal with selling this car anymore, do you? Really? Which is a passive aggressive way of telling you that you're an idiot. And we're here to tell you, as a potential seller, you're an idiot if you try to sell your car in PCAR Market.
Yeah. The thing they have going for them is a clock that is ticking down on your auction lot. And what they'll do is create a false sense of urgency that if you don't act before the end of the clock, you'll have missed your only opportunity to sell the car. Yeah. And that pressure becomes very real when you're on the phone and you're looking at the clock on your auction lot on your computer, and you start to get nervous that you might miss your only opportunity to let go of the car. And that's a tough place to be. You're vulnerable in that moment, and they prey on that.
Yeah. If you're a private seller, that's what's going to happen. I mean, let's be honest here. This is two used car salespeople working together. So I don't know if that tactic is going to work really well on a used car dealership in Texas. Who knows? But what do you guys think? What will be the result of this auction's end? We're going to find out in just a few moments. We'll be right back. Hey guys, I got to tell you about our friends Godden Porsche of Las Vegas and Godden Classic. If you're looking for a new Porsche or a classic, you got to call our friend Steve at Godden. Save yourself the hassle of screwing around with all the auctions like we always talk about, and just talk to Steve. He'll find you the classic Porsche you're looking for. Godden Porsche of Las Vegas. All right, the flux capacitor was fired up. We are now in the future of stupid, and here we are. PCAR Market really does. It's like, you watch these movies that take place in the future, that have time machines and something like that, and like a fly gets in the machine and then you're in like some man, PCAR Market sucks so bad. We always say it, and we are right. Michael Deeb, people are stuck around this long to find out what happened with this otherwise really nice car.
Right?
But some yet again unforced errors by PCAR Market. What happened?
It's still available, JP. You're welcome to make an offer on it. We're still talking about this 2002 Porsche 911 Turbo Black with the sports seats and just 13,000 miles on a dealer's lot in Houston, Texas. JP, when we covered the car last week, it only had, at the time we looked at it, if you remember, it only had one bid for $15,000. And then it had what they said was an added genuine X50. Just so stupid. I don't like the way they wrote it up was so bad. So John, I still thought, like, as far as what the car was, I still thought we had like maybe a $60,000 car or at least $60,000 bid coming to them based on the way they presented it in market. You said $55,000. To PCAR's Market credit, they got $73,000 as their high bid on the car, where it failed to sell at $73,000. The car now resides in the deal tank for $87,500. But I feel like PCAR Market burned the car by the way they brought it to market, and I don't understand why anybody who is watching what they're doing will ever do business with these people. You're shooting yourself in the foot, and now I don't know what's going to happen with this car. On the face of it, $87,500 for a 13,000 mile car with mods. Maybe that's not a bad price. Maybe that's not a bad asking price if you can negotiate it down to like $80,000 or $79,000. But I just, like, who would want to deal with this dealer that's obviously probably representing the car, and you have to transact through PCAR Market? You might as well just pull the listing out of the deal tank. I don't think this car is going to sell. So anyway, there you have it, JP. Just you have this beautiful car sitting there, and you make a soup sandwich, which, if you know anything about food, that doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, PCAR Market's unforced errors. They're listing it incorrectly, which makes everyone question everything. This car should be a $70,000 to $80,000 car. I don't think that number is unreasonable. I think the person that bid $73,000 was looking through this going, yeah, PCAR's stupid, but fine, whatever. I know they're the ones that are problem. The car seller is probably not the one that should be blamed on this. And so, some buyers out there were willing to look the other way and go, okay, PCAR Market's stupid. Fine. I still want this really nice car. 13,000 miles for a turbo is pretty darn badass on a 996. That's amazing. I would love to get an opportunity to buy one of these at that few miles. But here, look, if you want this car, just find the dealer. Because just go around. Don't buy it off the deal tank. Just find there's ways to figure out who the dealership is. Go to their website and buy it from them. Here's the thing: you asked who would sell their car on PCAR Market, and our good friend, the Flying Hawaiian, Dave Kialoa. He recently tried to sell his RSR clone, his 75 911 that he built into just an awesome kind of Singer spec type car. And his car, he put it up on BAT a couple of months ago, and it failed to sell at $257,000. Right? He rejected that number, which. Okay. You can watch our sister channel, Dur or Die, the Dur or Die Porsche podcast. Maybe I'll put the link below, and you can see the episode about that. But he's going, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to sell it on PCAR Market. And we were all sitting there going, in the room when, what are you thinking? Are you out your mind? I mean, I just don't understand why anyone would play these shenanigan games. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think people look and they see the website and the big pictures and they think, oh, these guys are professional, and they're just not. This PCAR Market's almost a ruse. It's just crazy. I don't get it. The other thing that's going on with them, because you and I have to, because we do the show, we have to pay such close attention to what the platforms are doing. And PCAR Market, half of their lots are memorabilia. PCAR Market's a great place to go if you want to bid on a Ferrari service sign or a low end brow Porsche lamp for your man cave bar in the basement or something. That's where you go to buy. But the cars they're running, JP, right now, I imagine you've seen this and you'll agree with me. They have been running an exorbitant amount of cars that are in Europe. This car is in the Netherlands, and this car is in Austria or Belgium, and it's
even Canada.
Yeah, what are you guys doing? Who on earth that's shopping on PCAR Market is actually going to take and seriously bid on a car in Europe? You really trust these guys out of Oyster Bay to help you transact and bring a car in? They're not going to do shit for you to bring that car in. So I'm just shocked at what they're doing. I think they're running out of reasonable submissions in this country, and they are now selling a ton of memorabilia, and half their cars are coming from overseas. JP, I'm telling you right now, I don't think if somebody doesn't come and buy this platform and change the integrity and the business force behind it, I don't see how. I think that they are like a city that is devolving. I think it's going to shrink until it extinguishes. I don't see how they're going to be able to keep it going. I don't think they're making money. We've seen a big spike in jump and effectiveness with cars and bids, and we'll see if players that are new players on the block, like My Haggerty Marketplace, doesn't just walk right past PCAR Market on their way to success and mass adoption. But I don't think that what they're doing is it's unsustainable, JP. I predict that they're going to not be here if they don't sell.
Well, I mean, you said that they're not professional. They're professionals, all right. They're professional used car salesmen. Right out of the old school used car salesman block. Look, you're seeing it in traditional car dealerships as well. People are, look, there's a term called red pilled, right? And people think that red pilled sometimes kind of means like, oh, you've become conservative politically. And that's not really what it means. What it means is that you're kind of like seeing that, maybe, all these people that have been telling you stuff isn't exactly true. Maybe you should pay attention when someone someone on a flat screen tells you something. Like we always say, don't listen to us. And we mean it. We don't know what we're talking about. We're guessing here. We're having fun with it. This is a lot of fun. But old school car dealerships, like Jeep as a brand is in mad trouble, right? You go to a Jeep dealership, or like a lot of the American brands, Ram and stuff like that, Chrysler products, they're having a hard time because, they're getting more and more cars. They're actually getting inventory, and their dealers are advertising things like, $10,000 discount. And then the small print is employee discount. Right. So you go to the dealership and you get there saying, oh, I want a Ram 2500 or whatever the hell the truck is. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll give you $1,000 off. And you're like, no, here's the thing on the webs, this thing, and it says 10,000. They're like, oh, no, sorry. And then people are like, well, what the hell? And they leave pissed, of course. And then 4 or 5 days later, the sales puke manager gets the sales guy to call that guy, the the lead back and say, hey, okay, we'll give you $6,000 off or something like that. And people are like, no, I'm not dealing with that. That may have worked in 1994, but that ish doesn't work anymore. People are red pilled to this crap that normal dealerships pull. So I think that PCAR Market is the digital version of an old school, they're a digital analog kind of hybrid, and they cannot survive long term. Their way of business is unsustainable because it will not hold up to light. Transparency will happen when it comes to the internet. And when you can see that episode that we put up a few weeks ago where we showed that the people at PCAR Market recorded their customer and then put it on the internet and tried to shame their customer, who their customer was in the right, by the way, and they're claiming they're not, and they're lying through their teeth talking about how they have integrity and how good they are, and here's an example. And it's like, bro, we can see, what are you doing? It's like politicians that are still acting like you can't just turn the internet on and see them saying something completely different.
To hang their customer out to dry and fry the customer to defend themselves and their own tactics, which are questionable at best. It just, come on, man. So anyways, here, this guy brings this car here and they misrepresent it, and it didn't go anywhere. What a mess, John.
Unforced error. No reason for it.
Another example.
This is exactly, it's kind of the same thing as that dealer saying that you get a $10,000 discount, and the small print is that, no, that's an employee discount. Calling this car an X50 package, and then the small print says, oh, well, it was added, is just straight up a lie. You guys got caught in a lie, and it shows. We recommend that you do not do business with PCAR Market. That is our recommendation. We say don't listen to us, but probably should on that one. What were you going to say, Michael Deeb?
No, I was going to say this close to bait and switch,
This close. It straight up is. All right, what do you guys think of the results of this auction? Do you guys think this was a great car? Do you think that number, do you think 73, nice the bid, was really what it was worth? Would you guys do business with PCAR Market? Tell us about your experience if you have had the pleasure or more likely displeasure of working with those guys. We'd love to see your comments below, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.